Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Beauty by Nisha. It has been quite a while since I have filmed anything. Last time I filmed something was in December, in the very beginning, and since then I got pregnant at the end of November and we are expecting our second baby at the beginning of August of this year. So I have been extremely tired and just kind of barely making it by the days, so I haven't really had the energy or the motivation to even film anything. So, you know, here I am about to do this video for you guys. So for today's video, I want to finally do the Wishful skin care review for you guys. So over the last few months, I have been using the products and I use them in the morning and in the evening. I've been like only using these products. I haven't switched anything up. I was only going to use it for a month and then do the review, but because I obviously haven't been feeling that great, I kept using them, so it's been about 3 months now. And I'm actually pretty excited to give you guys this review because I think that there were some products that, you know, I still love or that I actually was impressed with, and then other things where I was like, oh, okay, well, that was really, like, meh, wasn't that great. I will say I had very high expectations, but I will tell you at the end of this video if they met my expectations. So if you want to see a review of the Wishful skincare by Huda Beauty, then continue to watch and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So first, I'll just quickly go over the products. I do have all of the Wishful products that she's released so far, except for the new under eye mask, because she just released those. And I never tried the chin mask, just because I just didn't feel like it was really anything for me. It wasn't gonna do me any good. It's not something I'm interested in. Also, the reviews weren't very high on it either, so I just kind of didn't bother with it. I did try, I only had one of the Wishful Thirst Trap masks. It was okay, like, it's just kind of like your standard sheet mask. I didn't think there was anything about it that was like super amazing or like one of a kind, like nothing could compare. I think it's just a standard sheet mask. I'm probably just going to stick to the regular ones that I use, just because I did find like this mask on its own is about $6, and you can find, you know, other masks for about the same price for like multiple at $6, or you can get like higher end sheet masks that are that price. So like, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't anything special either. So those are my thoughts on the sheet mask. But these are the products that I tried. So I did try the Wishful Clean Genie Cleansing Butter. I tried the Thirst Trap Juice Serum. You guys already know I really like this product, so this won't be anything new. It's the Wishful Yo Glow Enzyme Scrub. Then we have the Wishful Honey Balm Jelly Moisturizer. And then we have the Get Even Rose Oil. So I'm actually going to be filming and taking off my makeup and doing this as my skincare routine for this video. And we can talk a little bit about the products as we go. So let's get into it. Let's take off this makeup and use these products so you can see them in action. Okay, so let's take off these lashes because we don't need them anymore. We are done. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start by cleansing my skin, and I'm going to start with the Wishful Clean Genie Cleansing Butter. To be honest, after I use this, I follow up with like cleansing wipes and I do a double cleanse. But I do a double cleanse with like a different like foaming like cleanser, just because I prefer to do it that way. You don't typically want to use two like oily based like ones in a row because that causes breakouts. I will say that the cleansing butter is really nice. I tried using it without makeup and with makeup. I definitely prefer using it with makeup. I don't feel like it does a lot for my skin when I'm not using makeup. I think it's mainly because it really does like kind of like melt your makeup off, so it feels really nice. It's very similar to the Clinique kind of, it's the purple one. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but the Clinique one, I do like that one, and it's very similar to that. I don't know which one I would say is better. I feel like they just both do the same thing. But when I did try using it without makeup on, I just didn't feel like it really did anything for my skin. And it's just too, like, I don't like using oily based cleansers when I'm not wearing makeup, just because like I just don't think it feels that good on my bare skin. But when I'm wearing makeup, I love the whole melting action that it does. So this was actually not bad. This one, it doesn't really stand out above the rest. It just works as well as the other ones do. So nothing too crazy about this one. But let's get into using it. I do like the smell of it. And I don't think you need very much, which is always good. I'm just gonna use like a bit of it. And I kind of just like make it all like oily and stuff. See, it really does just like rub everything off super easily. I have used it on high, like very pigmented eyeshadows, and it does take them off very easily as well. So it's pretty good, like I would say overall. But I'm gonna go and I'm gonna wash my face and I'm gonna do my double cleanse and everything, and then I'll be back and show you the next product. Okay, so double cleanse and everything. So my skin obviously is not the greatest right now. It hasn't been for a while, mostly. I honestly don't think any of these products are the culprit. My skin, I have been sticking to the same products for the last like 3 months. Most of my breakouts are going to be hormonal, pregnancy, not eating very well, stress. So my skin has been a little all over the place. But for the most part, that's been the most consistent is that it's been very dry. But I'll get into that with you guys as we go. Okay, and then so next product is the WISHFUL Yo Glow Enzyme Scrub. I've mentioned it in my previous videos, especially with my Sephora haul, because I did get more product. I really, really do love this scrub. Like, if I'm being like completely honest with you guys, this scrub has been a scrub that I think I do live by. It makes my skin feel really, really nice. My skin has been very, very dry. And when it gets dry and flaky, not very many scrubs help and are gentle enough to just kind of cleanse my skin, get all the dry skin off of it without drying it out even more. And this has not done that. It doesn't dry my skin out any more than it already is. If anything, it takes off that full, dry, peely, gross layer. And the next day, like after using this the night before, my skin feels so much better. Like it doesn't feel tight or anything. Like it really does get rid of all of those like dry, dead skin cells that are sitting on the top. So like honestly, like I really, really do love this, and it's been so gentle on my like super sensitive, dry skin. So this I actually like will continue to use and buy. It's like one of my favorite scrubs ever. But let's get into using it because it's time to use it. You can use lots, you can use not that much. I like to use quite a bit of it. I use it every other night. I think you can use it every night, but I just use it every other night. I don't feel like I need it every night. If I did, I would. But like I said, the next day my skin feels great anyway. And then I just use it every other night. And if I want to use it consistently, I don't get so much dry skin just sitting in here. There has been a few nights where I forgot to use it, and I've been using it like maybe every 3 or 4 nights. And then I notice like my skin gets a little dry again. And then after I use this, it's great. So. Okay, so you can literally use it on your entire face. I don't use it too much under my under eyes just because it's very sensitive in that area. But I use it on my lips, like around my nose especially. I get a good little scrub in there, and then I just kind of just go. And I'm being relatively gentle. I think you could give it a little bit more pressure if you wanted to, but you don't need to. And you can see like I I don't think this is dead skin that it's coming off. I think it's just the product itself and how it does it and how it does the exfoliating. But that's what it is. So I'm gonna go wash my face and I'll be back. Got a little chilly in here, so I put a sweater on. I don't know if it's just me or pregnancy weirdness. Alright. Okay, so as you can see, like, my skin kind of looks a little bit brighter. It feels so much nicer after using the enzyme scrub. So this is like super part of my skincare routine, ritual, whatever you want to call it. It's not going anywhere. It's definitely something I'm going to keep reading up on. There is other scrubs and stuff I like, but so far over the last like 6 months or longer, I have been using this one. Okay, and then next we have the Thirst Trap Juice. It's a serum. I'm gonna be like, being completely honest with you guys, I'm actually really disappointed in this. And here's why. So my skin has been very dry, and this has been hyped up a lot, and there's been tons of reviews that have been shared through Wishful that it is great for very dry skin and that it will help hydrate and stuff like that. This didn't do that for me. Honestly, when I started using it, I had very high hopes. My skin was really dry, and I was hoping that it was going to make a difference. It really didn't make that much of a difference. I like, honestly, if I wasn't using the enzyme scrub and I was just like using everything else and using this, I honestly think my skin probably would have got a lot worse, just because this wasn't really doing anything for a serum that claims to be hydrating. And like, I have very high expectations from serums and stuff, especially when they're in the $60 plus range. Typically when I buy a serum that's $60 or more, they're usually actually pretty good serums. You can actually buy cheaper serums that actually do more than this does. And maybe it's just my skin, maybe it's just my pregnancy skin and because of how dry it is and stuff like that. But honestly, like, based off the reviews, I had very high hopes and I thought that it would do a lot more. But honestly, like, once I put it on, sure, it feels good. But then after a little bit and it soaks in and stuff like that, and even the next day, and like using it in the morning after using it at night, like throughout the day the next day, it still hasn't really done much. So yeah, so I was actually very disappointed with this. I continued using it, obviously, thinking maybe it would get better, easier, whatever you want to call it. But it just didn't do it for me. So let's use it right now so you guys can see it in action. And this is me like globbing it on, like using a whole vial, which I feel like you shouldn't have to use with a serum. Especially like a $60 plus serum. Like, my skin looks and feels dewy and hydrated, but once it like fully soaks in, there's not much that it does after that. It doesn't do anything too crazy. And it soaks in relatively quick. So that's one thing I was actually pretty disappointed with. I had high expectations. Especially reading reviews and stuff like that, I really honestly thought it was gonna do me some good, but it didn't. And then next in my routine, I used the Wishful Honey Balm Jelly Moisturizer. So it's a nice moisturizer. I don't think it's anything special. Like, there's nothing like super crazy about it that I'm like, oh my god, it did so much for my skin and everything. It's hydrating, yeah, I'll say that. Like, it did, you know, give me some hydration. It does feel nice. Like, once I first put it on, because it's like a jelly moisturizer, I thought it was kind of weird. But once it starts soaking into my skin and stuff, my skin actually feels pretty good. And the feeling that you have when you first put it on, like, I wouldn't say it's like a sticky feeling, but it's just like a different type of feeling that I wasn't used to because I've never used a jelly moisturizer before. But overall, like, after it soaks into my skin for like a couple minutes, it actually feels pretty good. I will say that I actually really love the lavender smell. I just love the smell of lavender, and especially when I use it at night, I feel like it kind of helps me sleep a little bit, which I think is super cool because, I mean, then I don't have to do anything else. I just use this and I feel pretty good. But yeah, like I wouldn't say it's anything like super crazy, like, oh my god, this moisturizer is amazing. I wouldn't say that. I would say like it's not bad. I think if you don't have skin concerns, I think that this would be good for you. But if you're looking for something very hydrating, brightening, or anything like that, I just don't think that this does too much of that. But I mean, it does say like gentle, simple, and effective. So it is definitely gentle, simple, and it's effective. Like if you don't have any skin concerns specifically, this is not bad. But it doesn't help clear up acne. It does like some hydrating, but it's not like ultra hydrating. You know what I mean? So, but let's use it. So it's like such a different consistency, so much different than I'm used to. I don't feel like I need too much of it, to be honest with you. I think I put a little bit too much on this time, so I'm just gonna spread this. Like it definitely gives you this nice like luminescent shine and like dewiness, but it doesn't feel that. It doesn't feel like it looks. I feel like, you know, like when you put something dewy on and your skin actually feels really dewy or sticky or tacky. Like it does when you first put it on, but once it starts to really soak in, it feels like really good. And I love the lavender smell. It's like, that's what gets me. And I think that's why I go back to this, especially when I don't have like specifically problematic skin. I use this one, but after I do this review, I gotta use some extra hydrating moisturizer because I need it, and I haven't been using any because I have been trying to review these products, so we need it. And then last product, okay, this product actually, at first I wasn't really sure how much I liked it, but I continued to use it. And after using it for a while, it actually really grew on me, and I did notice a difference on the days that I used it and when I didn't use it. And I'm talking about the Get Even rose oil. Honestly, the price point on this rose oil I thought was like a little pricey, but it's actually overall not bad. I don't typically use a lot of oils and stuff like that, but I actually really do like this oil. I think I would use it, and I think I will, like when I'm done with it, I will buy it again, just specifically because you don't need that much, and it's actually lasted me quite a while. I've actually used less of this than I have of the Thirst Trap Juice Serum, and I got that after I got this, like a few months after. So this was something that I didn't think I was gonna like, but I actually do really like it. So let's just put it on. I don't use too much because I do find it to be like pretty oily, but I have had oily skin at one point during my pregnancy as well, in the very beginning. And I was really worried that using this oil was going to break my skin out really, really badly. Not the case. Not the case at all. And I feel like when I use oily products more than once, and that's why I do a double cleanse when I use oily products, because they tend to break me out. But after like a few days of using it, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't know what it's doing for my skin. I don't feel like it's really making that much of a difference. I didn't use it for like a couple of days, and I noticed that in the morning, my skin tone didn't seem as even and as bright. My skin texture was also a little bit different as well, so it wasn't as like plump feeling, a little bit tighter, you know, like it just didn't feel as nice as it does when I use it. So when I was putting it on, I didn't really notice too much of a difference, and in the morning, you know, I didn't think it was doing much, but after not using it for a couple of days, I was actually like, wow, this is actually doing something for my skin. It's really evening out my skin tone. And I noticed that it really did help with the redness in my breakouts and stuff when I was having them. They're a little bit more under control now, but even some of my acne like scarring that has happened over the last few months is actually kind of helped lighten it up and even it out with my skin. So I was actually pretty impressed with this rose oil, and I actually really like it. So overall, some things met my expectations or exceeded them, and most things honestly didn't. So when it comes to Wishful skincare, like honestly, I'll probably still try products in the future just because, you know, it is Huda and she is, you know, such a huge skincare person. So I think that's why my expectations were so high for these products. But I mean, they just like didn't do what I thought that they would do, especially because it's Huda and she's like so about skincare. Like, she's just like one of the original bloggers that blogged about skincare and stuff like that. So you'd think that it would be like really, really good, but it's okay. But I still feel like I would try future products. I'm just gonna be very picky about what I choose. This was basically just because I wanted to try it. It's a new brand of hers, and she has had lots of good reviews, but I think that the price point on these are a little bit pricey, and some things I just don't think are worth the price. So maybe some rethinking on that point. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm glad I could finally do it for you guys, and I can move on to some other skincare to review for you guys, because I have been using this skincare for a while and I would like to try a few other things that I have laying around. But I was really dedicated to making sure that this review was good and honest, and that I really did give these products a chance. So yeah, now I'm glad to be moving on to something else, because some of these products just aren't doing it for me, and my skin could use a little help from some other brands. But yeah, so stay tuned for some more skincare reviews. I think there is a Sephora haul coming up, so if you want to get any of these products, make sure that you do it during the Sephora haul period where you get a discount, because it would definitely be a little bit more worth it if you want to try these products. There's definitely going to be more skincare that I'm going to be getting, because there is a few brands that I've been wanting to try for a while, and I'm so excited to actually give them a try. Some of them may have to wait till I'm not pregnant anymore, but I mean, by the time I actually am able to film a review or, you know, have some energy, it's probably going to be when the baby is here, so we'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed this review. If you enjoyed it and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more reviews and more videos. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more out for you guys. It really depends on how everything goes over the next few months. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.